Red alert, RBT, snaps and chats. Coming to you today, this lovely Monday, February 24th. I almost messed that date up. Man, so many things been happening today. I started out with a little bit of roughness this morning, but other than that, I've made it through the day. Locked myself out of my room and I don't know, just was a little off. However, we're going to talk to you today about why won't people let go of your past. And I know there's a lot of y'all out there probably got a lot to add to that, maybe a lot to say. Maybe you may want to say something about what we're talking about. We'd appreciate that. So, give us a call at 248-820-5053. Today I got Tameka Buford Thompson over here, my beautiful publicist who's out here, you know, doing things and scouting and working hard for me and other people who are using her services. So thank you very much. Then we have Anthony Allen over here, CEO of Urban Cafe, where I've been having some lovely gigs at, trying to tell y'all, come on now, we're going to do some things real soon here again. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see you all. How you doing today, Anthony?
You kind of dating yourself with gigs.
Oh, that's like when I say get and my kids be like, Mom, don't say that.
That's kind of
Well, that's okay. I love my youth.
She says she has nice gigs.
Yeah, stumping ground.
Yeah, this ain't what was the first MySpace? Yeah, this ain't MySpace.
It's out of the mud. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to George F. Grundy II and James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield. But anyway, I'm not outdating myself or anything like that. What y'all think? Can I say gig, please?
If
Can
you
I
say gig, they're going to think about amount of memory.
Like a gigabyte?
Yes. Yeah, nobody
exactly.
says gig.
Nobody says gig.
Well, you know what? That's gigabytes are new now. I don't know anything about gigabytes.
Okay.
Or megabytes.
Okay.
Kilobytes?
I don't bite.
You don't bite?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
I haven't
I don't know what's happening. But anyway, so today we've got a couple of questions to ask. I do these lovely people here, and I'm going to start with Tameka first because I don't know what Anthony might say. So,
Anthony be all over
the first, the first thing I would like to ask is when you are good to people and you expect them to be good to you, and they don't, how does that make you feel?
Are we on though?
We are on. Oh. I could see it's on.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I see it now.
We're definitely on.
I don't see it online.
How about that, Tameka?
Okay. When I'm good to people and they repeat the question for me.
When you are good to people, you do expect them to be good to you and they don't. How does that make you feel?
My first emotion will be anger.
I don't see it.
And then I definitely get in my feelings. I want to cut them off or I want to seek revenge. But it's all negative. And then I have learned to do things for people when I want to and not when they want to.
That's
because
good.
I don't want to have all these angry feelings and be mad at everybody because they didn't do the same for me.
Wow. I don't really know how to answer that my own self because I'm always good. I try to be good all the time. So I'm not I don't fake to be good to people.
Right.
So, and I do expect people to be good to me, but I kind of gotten used to people not being good to me. So it kind of does put me in a bad position, but it doesn't stop me from being good. It just makes me feel bad about myself for being good. How about you, Anthony?
What was the question?
When you are good to people, you expect them to be good to you and they don't. How does it make you feel?
Definitely puts you in a awkward mindset, you know. But people don't always reciprocate, so that could be tough. And I also believe there's case by case because there's some people that we only give one time to not.
Yeah,
that's absolutely the cutoff is quick.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So for your loved ones, sometimes you just have to find a way to.
And that also hurts.
Do it either, but
that does, yeah.
The loved ones I think hurt more than the randoms.
Yeah. And I think you are easily hurt more by people that you love. right, when you don't get that reciprocation. But yeah, that's a tough one, because
That's really
it
tough.
does oh, that's when it brings out the mean side of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it depends on what
Because
you do.
I give with a giving heart, but and I'm not saying you have to give me exactly what I gave you.
Exactly.
But think about
I was
me.
gonna ask
You
that
know what I
question
mean?
next.
Yeah.
Do you think it's necessary for someone to match whatever gift that you
No.
did for them?
No.
Because some people like to, like, if you got Christmas per se, right? And you buy somebody a nice gift, a wall decor,
Mhm.
and then they come giving you an ink pen. It's pretty, it's fancy, but do you say, "Oh, my gift's not worth that gift"? I mean, I accept all gifts.
No, me too.
I'm not
Because
picky
I don't know
about
what
gifts.
people's financial situation
Exactly.
is. And I know, like, growing up, we didn't have a lot, but all my aunts and uncles and everything, they worked in factories, and my mom worked in the hospital, so she didn't make as much. And so my mom would have us put together fruit baskets for
Okay.
everybody, so everybody got something in our household, and I still do that. So I don't really care if people give me anything for like Christmas or anything, because I give it because it makes me feel good.
Right.
But if somebody considers me, so price doesn't really have to be
Me either.
the determining factor.
How about you?
I think my family has kind of gotten to that point in our gift giving where we decide that it's going to be $50.
Yeah.
You know, everybody
Okay,
has
yep, a set
certain
limit.
set,
Yeah.
Right.
set
I think we
limit.
talked about that
And
a little bit
that
before.
that makes it a little easier.
It does.
And then you know, as you get older with holidays like Christmas and stuff like that, you know, it should get easier for you that you don't have to go crazy buying all of this
Right.
stuff. We
Mhm.
pull names, so you only
Oh,
got to
that's
buy
cool.
for me, and I
Yeah.
only got to buy for you, or whatever.
Right.
Because you know, as you grow older, though, you should be learning ways to reduce stress.
Yes.
Yes,
And
always. That's a big thing for me.
Christmas is and when we were kids, it was the most exciting time of the
Yeah, it's
year.
supposed to be
Yeah.
fun.
And now
But you
she
didn't
got
know what
stressful.
stress your parents were under
Yeah.
trying to get
Exactly.
them Christmas
Now we
gifts.
on the other side,
Right.
so
Yeah, she was on the other foot.
the stressful side. Of it.
So
Mhm.
in all of that, I'm bringing this all up just to say that. So if you've been a certain way for a very long time, and then you decide, you know, that doesn't work for me anymore, I want to change. And you've changed your lifestyle, or you change the way you wear your hair, or change the way you dress. But certain people still think, you know, that you're that person you used to be from your past.
Yeah.
That itself, I mean, no matter the amount of gifts you may give, they may be
Mhm.
used to you giving gifts, and then you stop. Now they got a problem because you don't give gifts anymore.
Mhm.
You may have been the one to bail them out of different things all the time. Now you don't anymore, you know, but then they'll say, like, hey, you know, look out for me, help me out. And then when you don't, and I'm like, well, you used to, you know.
I mean, life ain't based on what you used to do. I mean, there's a
Exactly.
lot of stuff you used to do. You used to be able to run the
Good
crib.
point.
I mean, and now you can't. I
Good
mean,
message.
stuff happens. Life changes from moment to moment, and you know,
Life.
if people, you know, when we were young, the idea was to have a circle of friends the size of a Ferris wheel.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, as you're older,
Wow.
your goal is to have
Tip
a
of
circle
my
of friends
thumb.
the size of a Cheerio. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's just so if you have people in your circle that's giving you that kind of energy, you know, maybe they need to jump off the wheel.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It just,
No,
I mean,
I
I'm
agree with that.
at least I'm speaking for me. I'm
no,
trying to.
That's good. That's facts.
I'm trying to get to the point daily that to have as less stress and have as much peace as I can. And sometimes peace comes with peace.
Yes.
You know,
Deuces.
sometimes you gotta
Did I date myself saying
Absolutely.
deuces?
you
little
starting
bit.
to trip a little bit on the date. And in a minute we're gonna have Simone come over and y'all gonna switch seats. You're not acting right.
I'm old. No, I'm just kidding.
You
No,
old
I'm
school.
not. I'm old school.
You
I
old
got this
school.
beside my head. I'm
Yeah.
old school.
Okay.
Okay. That's all it is.
All right.
But, you know, I still think that a lot of things we do in life as we get older, we do change. And when we change, is that change always for the good? I mean, I can say I've known people to change and become awful. Like, why did you were being so good then?
Awful to you or awful
No, just
for them?
just
Awful
for themselves. Like,
that's part of life.
yeah, it's part of life, but I'm just saying, I'm not going to hold them to their past. Like,
Mhm.
oh, back in the day, you was the biggest baller out here. You had all
Yeah.
the fresh clothes. Now look at you. To me, that's like a put down. You're putting
It
people
is.
down.
It is.
So that's what I'm saying. When what you know people used to live like or be like or however things was for them back in the day, you got to let it go at one point. Some things you have to not keep holding on about people when they're trying, whether they're trying to do good or they just happen to fall on short times and be bad. I think you still got to treat them fair and not,
Yeah, I think that's human
dive into.
decency.
Yeah.
But I would say that people who hold you to things of how you used to be don't know you. They know what they thought they knew of you, or their last, but they can't know you because people evolve and change, and we don't stay the same.
Tameka, who is like they used to be?
I don't know anybody who. Well, you know what?
Because you go every day.
I do know people who, and you know what I say? They're stuck. And that's a sad place to be. If somebody is the same way they were when they were 18 and now we're 50 plus and they're the same way, that's a sad situation.
Yes, it is.
And there are people who are like that.
Yes.
And they live their lives to uphold that persona. And
I wouldn't treat them any different, but I would wish that they would evolve.
Yeah.
But I think you have to treat them different too, though, because if somebody is still stuck in the 80s, you gonna still treat them like the 80s?
No.
Okay, well, you gonna treat them different too.
Right.
I mean,
right.
And that could be part of the process of them growing or evolving. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're treating them different. But if it's somebody that when you saw them in the 8th grade, they all not the 8th grade to be drinking. At 21, and that's all they was doing was drinking, and then every time you see them, you buy them a drink. Then you keeping them stuck in the mud. You know what I'm saying?
And they need to come out of the mud.
Out of the mud for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but I do know some friends or some people who have been rapping since 1986 and still rapping. And
are they rapping about the same stuff? Is it the same style of rapping? Is the
hood,
rap
their
thing?
hood?
Yeah, but you even in the hood, you could, your rap could change.
It really hasn't.
Well, I mean, we could say, it's professional rappers that rapped in the 80s and still rapping.
True. Yeah, but
they're not rapping about the same stuff.
Yeah,
and hopefully their style has
matured.
changed.
Well, like when I first started writing in this book, that I don't really promote that much, my writing was a lot different to what I write now. So I've evolved from that.
Absolutely.
I still remember that. I don't want to live through that anymore. Mm-hmm. That was some real truth. I remember when you first read it says, "Cuz it feel like I read your diary." And I felt bad, like, wow. Then somebody else said it. I was like, well, I really put some stuff in there.
You did.
But I was younger and I didn't have any guidance, but I'm not that person anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. So I've evolved from that. And I would only hope a lot of people to evolve from their past and that other people see that and let that go, because can be hard. Either way it goes, it can be hard.
Yeah, even if your past was good, I mean, you still have to evolve.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You don't have to be the same person. Yeah, you have to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Growth. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That can be another subject. Something about growth. Where you come from, where you been. All right, y'all. We coming to you from Out of the Mud Inc. 248-820-5053. Give us a call. Let us know what you think about what's going on, what we talking about. We might have to argue with y'all or something. I don't know. Give us a call. Tell us something, out here,
Jeffrey Keith said dope.
All right. Well, hey, shout out to you, Jeffrey Keith. Thank you very much. What you got to say about people not letting go in your past? You got a past. Everybody got one, I know. So what is it something that people just won't let go, that's just like a twitch in your side? Like, I ain't doing that no more. I'm not like that.
It's usually your family that's the hardest.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Because so my daughter and I have this conversation all the time, because she says I still see her as a little baby and she's a grown woman. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, but are you? But she is. She's out on her own, doing her own thing. But I still feel like I need to mother and baby her. So it is. It's hard to break that cycle of who I thought you used to be or who you used to be to me.
It makes sense though.
Yeah.
And it's probably easy to do that because even though she's older, the gap between the two of you never changed.
The gap never
If- if-
changes.
if
Ah,
you all,
Yep.
she's always been 20 years younger.
Yes.
I see people all the time that I mean, you see people that you knew as children, and then you
Mhm.
see them now as adults. You be like, then you ain't supposed to be 21.
Right,
But
exactly.
they, just like you growing every day, they do too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, I still call your baby Little Jean.
I know.
He grown with kids. Hey,
Wow,
Little Jean
Little
Jean.
Jean.
Yeah.
Jean, don't do the Jean.
Yeah, I do the Jean Jean.
Jean, that's
No, he don't like. I say Yuji.
that's better than Jean.
His
Jean.
dad
But
was
yeah,
huge,
it's
and he
hard.
Yuji.
You know, for some of us, it is hard to let go of who people were
Right.
to us, but that's because we're seeing them out of our own lenses and not out of who they are. So,
Oh wow. Okay. So when you change and you go to the next level of your life, or you grow your growth, and you've already accepted the person that you are now, you acknowledge what you're doing. When you go places and you live that life or that truth, like I never would say back in the day, oh, I'm an author. But I say that now because I lived that world. I lived that. But when I go places, like sometimes even, again, my brothers and them would brag on me a little bit. But sometimes you go places and you
leave her alone with Rag. Listen, she's an 80s baby. Leave her alone.
Oh my goodness. I'm a 70s baby.
Sound like you a 60s baby.
Well, I grew up around a lot of old heads.
Okay, well, they ain't in here tonight. We need you to evolve. You need to change. You the one we talking about. It's ridiculous.
Man. Hey, y'all saved me from this conversation that I started because this man over here, oh man. Anyway, but I've acknowledged that
Wow.
that was a good one. I've acknowledged that I have to be who I feel that I am, regardless of what people think of me.
Mhm.
And it used to bother me a lot that I would show this as being me, and people act like they didn't want to accept it. And now I have to realize everybody don't have to accept what I do.
That's
They don't
true.
have to like poetry. They don't have to like writing. They don't have
Right.
to like reading. They don't have to like working,
Right.
being a mom, being a Gigi. They might not like all these things, But I just try to be good in my soul and in my heart to anybody and everybody. And I do expect sometime at least for somebody to be some kind of nice to me, But then again, they go to downfall. Gotta let it go and keep it moving. But what you over there doing? What
I'm
you got to say?
just writing down some notes. I think all of this when it boils down to it, you just gotta live your life and don't worry about what other people think.
Mhm.
True.
Because people gonna have their thoughts, whether they're good or bad. But you can't go around worrying about what other people think about you.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It'll drive you crazy. Because some
Facts.
people may have said, it ain't no way I would have worn no green hat backwards. But if you understand,
What is going on? It's a Monday.
No. I'm just saying, you somebody could have said that,
Right.
but then you like, I'm rocking my green hat backwards today.
And I am.
With the matching green Penny Hardaway.
With the green. Don't put your feet all up on the screen. You one of them kids that you can put your.
Hey, and I can lift my. Oh wait, no.
Wait a minute. This is a family show.
It's a family show. Live your truth. You gotta do what you do. Some people that y'all was talking about people being hypocrites.
Yes.
You can't worry about what people think. You got
That
to
is
live
true.
your life.
That is true, and I'm learning that.
If you in a room with it's 4 or 5 people, it might be 3 or 4 of the people have one thought about you, and somebody else might have a thought, and somebody else might have a thought.
That's
but
true.
you got to have the one that's good for you.
Amen.
Because we might not even tell you what we're thinking.
That's true.
You probably could see it on my face.
I know.
Yeah. Tameka might tell you.
She said, I remember one time you said your ancestors get down inside your soul and they come up out you.
Yeah, they let me cuss. They say get the stress off of you. Okay. Don't hold it in.
Cussing is
cuss them people
relieving.
Out today. Don't worry about tomorrow.
So do you live for today?
I live in the now, absolutely.
I live for
you do.
the future.
But I'm gonna tell you, I was forced to live in the now because I lost my husband.
Okay.
And I
sorry to hear that too.
Thank you. I think I mentioned it every show.
You have.
Because
that's all right.
But it's cool.
Because it created the new me.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? I'm actually reading a book called Let Them. Whatever people want to think, say, whatever about you, let them.
Let them.
And what do? Do you?
Do you?
Amen.
And that's all we can do. But so I used to be such a focused person. And you heard Tara tell you, I would have a new car to test drive this, and that. And now I'm not gonna take any of that with me. And that's such a harsh reality because my husband was very vibrant and full of life and the life of the party. And he walked in the room, everybody lit up, everybody knew him,
Facts.
everybody liked him. He didn't have an enemy. And in his sick days, in his last days, he had nobody. So all of that really means nothing. So you have to enjoy now. What's now. Yeah. And I bring my fella up here, and he has a podcast. And one of the conversations that we had is, I've gone through too much to go through stress. I won't.
Ooh, yes.
I will not allow
to.
myself to go through stress.
I refuse.
I watched my husband pass away gradually for 4 years, and I watched him take his last breath. I won't let anything bring me down.
Amen.
I won't.
Wow.
Y'all hear that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful because I'm learning not to let stressful things stress me out.
Yeah.
Like the door today, that was getting under my skin because I couldn't break it.
Yeah.
And I had to wake this boy up to break the door.
Girl.
Couldn't break a door.
Give
me the short version.
She locked her keys in.
I locked my keys in my office, at my home office. And I couldn't, that's why I was running late.
Okay.
And I couldn't get in there. And I kept trying to bump it and bump it in.
Your office inside your residence?
Yes.
And you keep it locked?
When my grandbabies is over, yes.
Okay.
But out of habit, I walked in the room and hit the lock like that.
Okay.
And then when I walked out, shut the door.
What's in your office?
My work that I do for my books.
Oh, you don't need to lock that.
Why not? My grandbabies love the computer. They have been got in there.
Okay, so that's what I asked. What's in your office? Is something in there that you need to have locked?
Yes. My safe's in there.
Okay, no, don't talk too much.
Oh,
somebody be.
I forgot we was on air.
Jesus.
What kind of conversation you got me starting to talk about? Leave me alone.
Any way we can redact that? No, I just wonder why you have doors locked inside your house.
I know my son was like, no locked doors. That's what he said when I think kicked the door in.
Oh, he had to kick it in, so it's broke now?
He probably fixed it by now.
Okay. Good deal.
He said no locked doors. That's
right. But he know how hey. Anyway, we're going to change the subject about the locked doors right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But that kind of stressed me out a little bit.
We listen and we don't judge, sis.
That's right. And I got past that and I made it on time safe.
Yes.
Anthony,
we listen and we don't judge.
Thank you, Tameka. I appreciate you reminding me of that because I was finna judge.
He been on me today, y'all.
Judge her.
Oh my goodness! I thought we had fun last night at the gig.
It was cool. Everything was cool.
At the gig.
I ain't been in no gig. I ain't been in a juke joint or a gig.
George, we have fun at the juke joint.
How was that DJ last night?
See,
DJ was dope.
The DJ was, man.
So if there's a, for those who don't know, it's a team.
Antonio Scott says sometimes you have to forgive yourself.
All right. Yes. That's Antonio.
Big
Tone.
Listen, Antonio, I'm asking the question to Antonio now. Do you think that it's harder to forgive yourself than others?
Oh.
I'm gonna wait for you to respond on that though, because that is kind of because you got to still stay with you. You know, when you do something.
But you know what? I feel like you're your biggest critic.
Usually are. It probably is. I would say that it's harder to forgive yourself than it is others.
I be crying. I cry when I mess myself around or whatever. I'll be like, I know better than that. Why?
Is that creating forgiveness, or it's just causing your eyes to leak?
I don't know. I be overwhelmed.
No.
It's releasing.
Yeah, and I release it. And then when I'm done in my own pity party by myself.
So if what I'm hearing is correct, you guys have given me 2 ways unintentionally to relieve stress. 1 is to cuss.
Oh, baby, cuss good.
And 2 is to cry. Okay.
Yeah, I do both.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you cry? Well,
I cry a lot.
I
One
don't-
time I'm at the gas station and my car would not go.
Oh,
I
you
know I had
crying?
money on it.
You was crying for that?
Baby, it was cold outside and I couldn't get that car to go.
And
And
you
I
started
was just,
crying?
I cried for a long time.
I should have came out there and said, "Look, ma'am, you're gonna have to move from this pump. We
I was so
go cry at home."
Big Tone said absolutely.
Absolutely, that is harder to
Forgive
Forgive
yourself.
forgive yourself. Okay.
Wow.
Well.
Is anybody else out there, the big time? What y'all think? Can you forgive yourself for anything you've done? Or forgive yourself what you've done to people?
Well, see, I think now just listening to you say that, I think the problem, what makes it difficult when it's you doing it to yourself, is the forgetting part.
Okay.
Mhm.
You can forgive, but it's still on your mind, so you don't
Cycles.
really forget about it. So
Yeah.
that kind of brings it the unforgiveness back to surface
Okay.
because you're not forgetting.
What about
You could
to
forget,
somebody else?
yeah, because I can forget you.
Hey!
I can forget you.
Forgot you. I never thought about you.
But dig, I can forget you. I just said dig. I'm sorry. I'm using
Ooh,
stuff
it's rubbing
that-
off on them.
Get away from me. It's easy. You crazy. It's easy. I mean, like for you, I can forget you because you're out of sight.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
But I see myself every time I go past the mirror.
Facts.
Unless you're a narcissist
Facts.
or a sociopath,
And then you don't see yourself at all.
you don't care.
Okay.
Well, Big
Nothing
Tone
you do is
said
wrong.
there's a lot of things that took place in my early life that I still haven't forgave myself for now.
Oh,
I think
wow.
we all have that. I think everybody
I
has
might be a
that.
I
sociopath.
agree.
You know what I mean?
I think I'm okay.
It's stuff that, huh?
I think I might be a sociopath. I'm. It's done.
You didn't cut all yours off. You ain't never.
I think I'm okay.
It could
with
be something simple. Cause you could think that, dang, if I wouldn't have did this in '87, I probably wouldn't be.
That's true.
Yeah. So we all got some
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
that
because
you
I
ain't
got
forgave
some
yourself.
things I would say about me.
I bet you do.
Ooh.
Do
Did we just glitch on TV? I think that was a glitch.
No,
Yeah.
But again, I think it's real simple. It's simpler, if that's a
Yeah.
correct English, to forgive somebody else, because I can forgive and forget.
That's
Yes,
true. I like
you
how you put
definitely
that. That was a good way
Yeah.
to analyze and answer that question.
Yeah.
Because you never think about that, because you could just forget somebody and be like, out of sight, out of mind. You ain't in my face, in my space.
Mm-hmm.
So dang, that's tough. We being hard on each other, ourselves, and out here. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, we gotta start with us. I mean, start within.
Right.
Yes.
And another thing about the past, when I told the story at the passages that not this past Saturday, but a Saturday, a time or two, and I was speaking about how the I watched what my parents do, then my kids watch what I did, and now I'm more conscious about what my grandbabies watch us do.
Right.
So I'm trying to make sure that my past doesn't creep out to give them any false hope that of life, like, oh, I'm gonna grow up and be just like that. I don't want that. I don't want them to see what I used to do or what I was or what I learned from bad habits to be now become a part of their new world, because they're the future for all of us, right? We're trying to push these. I want my grandbabies to be smart and know everything that they should know that I didn't know at the time when I should have known it.
Right.
Because my parents were drinking and drugging and partying, and nobody took the time to focus teaching the kids.
Right.
I do commend my son and my daughter, and I know a lot of people who have kids, you will say the same. If you watching them teaching and instilling their kids a better value and how to live for themselves, like you said before,
Right.
don't worry about what nobody else says. Speak your
Right.
mind.
Right.
I think that we'll have a lot of future doctors, lawyers, judges, or whatever, people in good standing
Right.
with children.
I think that's we live in tough times, because I think that's kind of,
for sure.
it's extremely difficult, because we want to mold our children to be what we want them to be, like you're saying, doctors and lawyers and all that stuff, and we can't live their lives for them.
That is true.
They gon' bump their head.
Life
you
gonna be
just try
lifing on them.
You just try to put up the guardrails the best you can, pray for your children, pray over your children, and let them live their life. They're not gonna be, all of them aren't gonna be what we want them to be, and a lot of parents, children are incarcerated, and they didn't have those kind of lifestyles.
That's
And
true.
you're like, man, I didn't raise the
Absolutely.
kid like that.
Right.
That's true.
So
That's
they're
true.
gonna do their own thing, because I mean, everybody gets to live that's their choice. Everybody gets to live their own life.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many was in the home when you grew up? How many kids?
There were 4 of us.
4?
Yeah. Yep.
In my home, it was just 3.
4.
4?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4.
I'm the oldest of 4.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm the
You
oldest
got
of
what?
3.
What's the breakdown? All girls?
Nope. 2 girls, 2. Well, it was my one of my brothers did not live with us, so there were a total of 5. But at home there were 2 girls, 2 boys.
I had 2. Yeah, mine was just like that. Two sisters and my brother and I.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was just I have other sisters
Mm-hmm.
and brothers, but in my home, I grew up with me and 2 brothers.
Y'all shared rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, we did a lot of things like as a low income family would do. That's how we had to live. But we came far from where we used to be.
Yeah.
And steady growing and knowing and showing and doing different things.
We were low income, but my mom made it fun.
She used to tell me those stories.
So
I love Lisa. I love you.
Crazy. And I don't even know what age we were, but we used to walk because it was us 4, and then my mother would pick up cousins and nieces and nephews.
While y'all walking?
Walking. And we would walk, from Bagole Street down to across from over here, Old School of Choice, and they used to give out sandwiches. I think they still do. And we used to call it the
soup kitchen.
We used to call it the sandwich shop or something. But we would all get these free bags of food, right?
With donuts in there.
You with a donut,
sandwich.
apple, with a sandwich
yeah.
and some juice
I used
and
to get
stuff.
that.
Then we would walk down to Water Street Pavilion. And then we would walk to the thing, and you could play in the water down here. So my mom would let us play in the water, and we'd go back home. And then she cooked dinner, but it was a whole day worth of stuff for free.
Bagole and what?
Bagole, and it's off DuPont. So Bagole, it was Jane Avenue.
That's a pretty nice stroll.
Mm-hmm.
How many y'all were?
Oh my God, it was all the kids. So my cousin,
y'all look like the Crim.
2 months, 6, 7. It probably was about 10 of us, and my mama.
Okay. The Crim.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? We didn't think about it like we were physically fit. We weren't hungry. We had a good time.
Y'all got y'all exercise. Y'all played.
almost
fed.
every day. We had a great day.
That reminds me of. Do you all remember when there was a young man who got in some trouble, and his defense was called affluenza?
Mm-hmm.
He felt like
he was too affluent.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't get time.
Well. Oh, interesting.
I'm sorry.
Because no. That's interesting that you say that, because my question would be, if affluenza is a defense, is poorenza?
Poverty.
Poverty
has been a defense for some. But what they do with poor kids is they put us in a system.
Mm.
What they do with rich kids is their parents put them in a system, but it's more of a privileged one. They might go to a military training school or some type of cadet school. But yeah, I
was a Cub cadet at Eisenhower.
No, not that type of
cadet.
But yeah, they do. They'll put us in a system.
Okay.
Which is worse,
Yeah, because I could see that being
absolute
a defense. I mean,
so think about it. And this is why my heart goes out to anyone who's in the education system or in schools. Some children do not eat. You can't learn that way. Mm-hmm. And that's poverty, right? Some children can't come to school. I don't know. I read Viola Davis's book. And her story is that they were extremely poor, and their house, their apartment that they lived in should have been condemned. Used to catch fires because of all the old wood and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she said she would go to school, and the teachers didn't want to teach her because they stunk so bad. And she said they stunk so bad because they had rats. And she said the rats weren't afraid of humans. Used to jump in the bed on them. And so they were afraid to go to the bathroom. So they would just pee on themselves. And they didn't have running water or good
Oh,
water. So the
my.
water would be cold. And it's too cold to wash up in the morning. So they went to school. They would literally pee on themselves, try to wash their panties out. Their panties are wet. They're going to school with pissy, wet clothes. And her whole entire life was like that. Extreme
Wow.
poverty. Extreme poverty. So
And I thought I
absolutely
had it
it's a
bad.
I feel like anyone should read her book. Her book is the most touching book of endurance and overcoming that I've ever read in my
Oh,
life.
Now, what's
my.
the name of this book
Viola
again?
Davis's book. Oh my God. It is such
I just saw.
it changed my life when I read it. She came from so much poverty.
So we're talking
Ooh.
about the amazing actress Viola Davis,
yes, we
Yes.
are. Her book
the
will
woman,
change
the woman
your
king,
Finding Me.
Finding Me.
Finding
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
And I'm gonna tell you, the poverty was so deep that it became a poverty mindset. When she made her
Ooh, I
first
said something
millions and
about that.
stuff, her parents and siblings were still living the same type of poverty lifestyle. And her dad got sick, and she wanted to help. So she would pay the water bill or the electric bill. She was like, and I couldn't just keep giving $3,000 a month away because everybody came and lived with her parents, them run the water bill up, doing whatever. She said it got to, when her father died, he was sleeping. They had a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, and everybody lived in it. Like her sister and her sister's kids, her sister's man, her mom and her dad. And he was just in a bed, like in the middle of a room. Like she was like, and I couldn't save them from that poverty. Because sometimes once you get in that
In your
mindset, you
mindset.
cannot get out of
Yep.
Now, where were they from?
it. East Coast. I want to say like Virginia, but I don't.
So from Virginia.
Yeah.
That's so.
I want to
East
watch
Coast,
the
yeah.
movie Harriet. I just at
I
church on
haven't watched
Sunday.
that.
It been out since November.
So I read the books.
It looked really good.
So this is my take. All Black history movies and books and everything don't have to be from way back when, because we have people making history right now
We making
to this
history.
day. I was so happy when they told us about Black astronauts, because I didn't even know Black women could be astronauts.
Mhm.
But they don't tell us there are so many great Black people doing things to this day, and we're still teaching them about Malcolm
Girl,
and
she
Harriet.
preaching,
Teach
y'all.
us about
Yes.
us, to show our kids that they can achieve things now, because they can relate to that.
And they're removing the books right now anyway, so they're not even gonna get a chance to.
And they've been taught that from kindergarten, because that's all the other men teach us.
That's all we knew.
Be humble and be good and obedient.
And that's why
But we have people
from the ancestors.
Absolutely.
Speak your mind, what you know now to be
Yes.
true about our history.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody's making history.
Yes, you
Yes.
are, sir.
Well, I do.
Let's see.
Nothing.
Should I just start naming the things?
I'd appreciate it if you do.
Well, you're making history. You're doing film.
Mhm.
You're acting.
Mhm.
You're an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
You're a CEO.
Yep.
You are a handyman, and you're in a fraternity. I don't know which one. I think it's Kappa. Yeah, and you're just all around. So that's history for any young Black man right now to know that this type of stuff can still exist, that you're still capable, because a lot of people giving up after doing one film.
Keep them coming.
Oh, he's flattered. I should do him like he was doing me, y'all, right? Hey, call us at 248-820-5053. Tell me if I should start bagging on him and start using some old slang again.
You
Bagging
just
on
did.
you.
Bag. Nobody says bag. That's. I don't know.
Listen,
This is
Maybe
ridiculous.
this girl.
This is
I
absolutely
have different kind of
ridiculous.
vocabulary
Yes,
sometimes.
you do. Yes, you do.
At least I ain't talking like Jesse Jackson.
You
Making
kinda
no words.
are.
I ain't
I mean,
making no words. These words is what people said for real.
But you
Huh?
talking-
What? I don't know.
But you're talking like when he was a kid. I mean, Jesse Jackson was a kid, saying
Yeah, when he
bag
was a
and
cool-
gig and all.
when he was a
Don't
cool
do that.
cat.
Don't do that. Ain't nobody gonna watch us.
Did I just shut us down by saying all them old school
No,
words?
they get it.
Yeah.
I know y'all
Your
understand.
core audience get it.
Yeah.
They know where I'm from, what I be like.
Yeah, I wonder. Back to the affluenza thing. I wonder if someone will ever try that as a defense, because a lot of people, young, it'd probably be kind of tough, but a lot of you got to think though, if that's how you were raised. I mean, you talking about Viola Davis, and if that's how she was raised, that's the mindset they have. So everybody, I got to check myself. I get super duper angry, Tameka, when I see people litter. It makes me mad, right? And then I start thinking about it one day. That's probably how they live at the crib, just throwing stuff, And so how could I be angry at them, because that's not how I was raised.
Right.
I don't throw trash out the window, but I
Right.
see people throwing the whole McDonald's bag out the window and all the contents.
Me too.
Fries, pop, cup, straws. I mean, like,
Shake, hit your window.
throw it out the window. Don't even trip. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
their
I don't
mindset.
like when people thump out cigarettes if I'm behind them. I can't stand that.
Do you know? Do anybody smoke?
Mm-mm.
Nobody smoke. You smoke? Okay. George, you smoke? Cigarettes. I'm talking about.
Cigars.
Okay. So when you get done with a cigar, what do you do with the cigar?
I toss it in the grass.
That's littering.
It's not littering because
It
it's
It don't matter that it's
Biodegradable.
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 Man, that don't make it's still littering before it gets biodegraded.
If it misses the grass, it's littering.
And you could have started. Do you know that some of those grass fires in California
yes.
were started from somebody thumping
I
out
live
cigarettes?
in Michigan.
I think it was you, huh?
I live in Michigan.
But you know what? One summer we did have a fire on the side of the road.
Did you think that was me?
I
It might
had.
have been you, a big old cigar.
It can be. I had a storage unit burned down before on Center Road. I thought the lady was joking when she called me, because she called me on April 1st, so I thought it was April Fool's Day.
Mhm.
But when I got over there, she said that there was something dragging out. It was a train track right behind the storage unit.
Mhm.
Something was dragging off the train, and it was very dry, and it caused the grass
Sparks, yeah.
to catch fire,
Oh,
and it burnt my
wow.
whole storage unit down. Not just mine. It was like I had one of the big barns, and it was 4 of them. All 4 of them was ashes.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah,
All your stuff got burned up?
every drop of it.
Wow. No storage wars over there.
Yeah, well, it was a blessing though. I had insurance.
Insurance, right?
Hey, I know that's right. Insurance is a good thing.
What
to
was the
have.
name of the beer that always told us about forest?
Smokey.
the bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Only you can help prevent forest fires.
That's
That's
what,
true.
he was talking to you while you thumping out cigars on
Right.
the grass.
Cigars.
And his cigar is about this huge.
Yes.
He
they-
used to do the commercial smoking
Yeah, he
cigar.
smoked the big ones.
But he didn't throw them out though, did he?
Mm-mm.
Why you think they call him Smokey?
Because he was smoking,
He was token.
wasn't he? Ain't that why they call him?
No, I thought he was anti-smoke. I don't know.
They gave him the name of what he was trying to prevent.
I was
Mhm.
kidding. I was just making something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
He
didn't
wasn't
throw it in the
smoking
grass?
cigar.
But you,
Yeah, I throw him in the grass. Most definitely.
Out the window to the grass?
No, I don't drive and smoke. I don't. I
Mhm.
just outside. I don't smoke in my house. I
So what
smoke
type of
outside.
bourbon do you drink with it?
I don't drink. I've never drank in my life.
So you
Really?
smoke a cigar and no drinks?
Yeah,
never
Okay,
had a
good.
drink?
ever.
Mm.
Ever.
Interesting. What got you to smoking cigars? I thought that was a combo.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I didn't know nothing
Not
about it.
for
I
me.
learned from my cousin over here
From who? Tameka?
Mhm.
Oh, you
how to
smoke
smoke
cigars?
a cigar.
Mhm.
Yeah, because if you don't know what you're doing and you inhale one of them boys,
Ooh.
When I got sick,
You
that's
gonna
what-
turn as
your
green
brain
as her
will be
hat.
on fire.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a drink that when we went to the World Class Cigar Lounge. Where was we at? Somewhere.
Yeah, we
And
were
the
in
guy
Kansas
was like,
City.
"Well, I recommend this with this cigar," and I was
Mhm.
like, "Okay, this kind of cognac, it was all right."
You inhaled it?
No,
I
she
did.
told me what to do.
because I had a good pineapple one, and I couldn't keep it lit, and I hit that thing hard too, and inhaled it, and I was immediately sick. But I already know I shouldn't inhale
Yeah.
it, but I was being greedy.
Well, you always want to smoke a cigar on a full stomach or a medium full stomach.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
don't
didn't know
wanna-
that.
unless you're
You gonna get
a
high.
seasoned cigar smoker. You
Hmm.
smoke it with empty. you're gonna turn green. If you inhale, you're gonna turn green.
What?
I took a couple of when I first moved back to Flint, and I had a couple of my homeboys. They back in the day, past lives, and they heavy cannabis smokers.
Yeah, and they thought they could hit it like that.
They, that I've never smoked weed up until COVID. Around COVID, that's when I started smoking because hospitals was closed and I had some kind of pain and I didn't know what was going on. But it didn't help. But it did help my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward to I'm taking them to the cigar lounge, and they just inhaling. And I'm telling them, like, dude, you're gonna be sick. This ain't the same. It's not the same thing. And
I just know to inhale it and blow it back out.
one of them, he went to sleep, fell out like he didn't know what's going on in life, and the other one looking around trying to still be hard but dizzy.
With the fake ones.
I don't smoke nothing.
You did good with the fake cigar. Then you was convincing.
I had a bad experience with I hope my family ain't watching this. I had a bad experience.
Keep going.
Well, I had a bad experience in high school. I was at a dance at Northern, and I used to have the dances. I mean the dances. I used to take pictures for the dance, and they had the strobe light in there, and a few of us were smoking, and I came out of where the dance was to go out to where the pictures were, and I looked to my left down the hallway in Northern, and I saw a bear.
So you took off running.
Ran like I was in a forest getting chased by a bear. Listen, and ran into the bathroom. Y'all remember the faucets that you had to push down?
Yes.
And what? I was pushing the thing down, and I'd get water in my hand, and I was throwing it in my face because I couldn't see my reflection in the mirror. So when I came out the bathroom, I'm drenched. I'm sweating because I ran in there because I thought I literally was getting chased by a bear.
Okay. What was it that you smoked?
Weed.
It wasn't by itself. That was
no. That's not true because everybody can't smoke.
It was four of us, and I was the only one that tripped.
You hallucinated.
But I'm saying that it wasn't.
It's not.
It just ain't for everybody.
But you hallucinated and saw a bear, and then you became a vampire.
Because he can see his reflection.
Oh my God! But you know what? I bet I was on a cruise with my girlfriend, and I bit a little piece of a gummy bear, the ear, and I don't smoke. I'm not a smoker. And she was like, "We're in Jamaica. You won't smoke any weed. I know you can eat some of this gummy." I bit that gummy. And I knew to record. I said, if anything happens to me, y'all, just know she did it. Baby, my hearing got like supersonic, like wong, 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 wong. And the fish in the ocean started talking to me and everything. And everything started spinning. Oh my God. Oh Lord, I died.
You just ate
the ear. Tore me up.
I'm going to tell you.
Tore me up.
My cousin, he make the weed Kool-Aid. And when I stopped drinking, I was like,
weed Kool-Aid?
Yes. And when I stopped drinking, he was like, well, cuz you ain't having nothing to drink, try this. And I was like, all right. I drank it and it tasted just like Kool-Aid. And he was like, you don't need it anymore. I said, let me get a little bit more. We put some ice in there. And man, like 4 or 5 hours later, I don't know. I was like at home. Everything was moving slow. I didn't want to get up the next morning. Everything was a blur. I was like, what is wrong with me? Then I called my girl on the phone. She was like, what? She was like, it was a mess. It was a mess. I was like, I had to call him and tell him what was in that.
You didn't know? He didn't tell you that it was?
Yeah, he told me it was.
Okay.
I knew what it was, but I figured it was more Kool-Aid. It was very potent. He didn't tell me it was potent.
I had some weed wine. It was
what?
Yes, they make weed.
It's in butter and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I think I have heard of the butter, but weed wine.
And
so I guess
I
all of that stuff
Moscato.
is more acceptable
So
now that marijuana
is
legal.
Yep, and they're making so much money off of it.
Yeah.
It is good.
Weed wine?
Yeah. I mean,
but ain't the wine enough? That I've always wondered
so
this
mellow.
about
extra smooth. Sleep real good.
Okay,
You
okay.
do.
So she's saying it's extra smooth and you sleep real good. Our live studio audience is responding and interacting.
Oh, I knew weed was gonna get him. Huh?
Right. My first interaction was crazy. I rolled all on the ground and was moving like I was on the moon and everything.
You a moonwalking?
I locked myself in the house for about 5 hours because I didn't know what was real and what wasn't.
Right.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Well, that makes me wonder, like, what people get. There's a drug now that people are using that they use to tranquilize elephants, and so my question to those type of people, like, how high do you need to be?
Right. No, for real.
What level
Well-
of highness do you?
They were trying to meet the devil on the next level.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, like, that go back with like people know somebody who used to get high all the time,
Mhm.
or like on some heavy drugs,
Mhm.
and they don't see them, but you still acting spacey.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be looking at you like you still on that mess, ain't you?
Well, no, it
Yeah,
could
you
be
burned all your-
residual.
It could
Burned
be.
all your brain cells out.
it could
Yeah.
be residual.
Oh, my Lord.
know, you might be living today off what you did in the 10th grade.
Oh. Some people are.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be. I almost used the word, but you could be messed up today from what you did yesterday.
And yeah, that's
You
true.
can.
Even with a lot of things, not just what you put in your body, just what you done,
Mm-hmm.
what people done to you.
Yes.
Yes. that lingers a lot.
It does.
Some people can't let go of things that, I was talking to a family member and they was disclosing something to me that they hadn't told anybody, and they've been dealing with it and suffering from it. And finally she was able to speak about it. I'm hoping it made things different in her life, but you never know.
Yeah.
I got a question. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Now I know this topic is why won't people let go of your past? My question is, are there something, we don't have to get specific, but are there some things that shouldn't be let go of?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anything that's done
Harming a child,
harm. Yeah.
an elderly person.
Yeah.
Are y'all saying that those people should never be forgiven?
I'm not saying they should never be forgiven, but you just don't.
You can't just
You can't let it go.
No.
It's
And then some of it I think is more than just an act. It's a character. It's your characteristic.
characterized. Yeah, your characteristic.
But
you
aren't
gotta let
you
it go.
supposed to at
Some things you can't put band-aids on.
If you doing it in a godly way.
you gotta let
Some
it go.
things you can't
gotta
put.
let it go. But
I know
that's where that come in, that you forgive, but you may not forget.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes in, where that attachment
Yeah.
is still left on you.
But
from
some
what
things
you
are
did.
shattering, especially to children.
Very much so, but I think we going back. I mean, we getting into the word now. As far as if you want to be forgiven, you have to forgive.
That's right.
And it doesn't say you have to do it right away, or they don't say it's not going to be painful. But I know that it's hard to even get it to come out of my mouth to say that you got to forgive for everything, because some stuff, you be wanting to kill people for. But
right.
I'm just saying what you're supposed to say. I don't know if I'm.
You know what? Here's my thing.
Do it myself.
God will forgive me for not forgiving somebody who does something
Will he?
awful to someone.
Will he?
No, that's what he said. All I have
You
to do is confess with my heart that I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins.
Amen.
I'm not gonna.
That's got a little deep.
Yeah. Well.
we
pastor
we
was here
gonna have
last
to-
week. We're gonna have to wait.
Oh,
till
okay,
the
we'll
pastor
have to
come
let the
back,
pastor-
to kind of deal with that. But
He gonna have to-
he
I mean,
might want to come back,
and
Pastor
trust
Lamar.
me,
You might
I'm-
want to come back on the show and talk to us.
I'm just saying it because I'm not in that position.
Right.
I know if I had that kind of situation going on right now, I probably would be saying the same
with,
thing.
with you or your child or your
some
family
stuff, yeah,
member.
yeah.
Some things like we can say from afar, yes, just forgive. But when it happens to
When
us,
it happened to you.
Oh yeah, when it's in your
it's
backyard,
harder,
in
yeah.
your lap.
It's different.
Yeah.
it is.
Wow, we had some interesting stuff going on today. I really wish a lot of y'all would have called in and chimed in with us, but as always, we'll see y'all next week. But until then, y'all have a lovely day. What? Well, what I'm supposed to do? We get to the end of the show.
Okay.
What you got? You got something to say?
Well, I'm just saying. Right. Let the people down easy though. You know what I mean? You just
Hey, y'all, I'm
you know?
sorry if I let y'all down hard. Let me get my bedroom voice on like George be doing. I'm so sorry if I let y'all down.
Well, he got to chime. George, you better chime in. Yeah, you better.
That's
say
how George
something.
be on there talking like
You
he's
better
some.
say something.
Is that what I do?
Oh,
Yes.
Boy. Oh boy. Okay.
I get my Barry White on.
That's y'all hear this?
Yes, he does.
How I talk for real though.
That's
Same
how you
way.
talk for real.
I talk the same way. So,
He talked the same way. I'm trying not to say one of my old school words. So y'all,
telling
Girl.
you this and telling you that.
Anyway. I appreciate y'all. I wish y'all would have called and told us some what y'all thought about these conversations.
But you know what?
They
They
pretty
can
heavy.
always go back and look at the podcast, look at the
Oh yeah, and comment.
and then chime in and we can follow
like,
up with them.
share, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Any last words, sir?
Nope.
None?
Nope.
Famous last
No, it's been real.
words.
Yes.
It's been real. We kicked it.
It's
Yeah.
always real.
As always.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Red alert, RBT, snaps and chats over and out.